Hey, I'm Catherine Butterworth.
Monty Gadimi.
Daniel Jimenez.
Justin Kanchev.
Tyler Leggett.
Kenya Montalban.
Luis Orozco.
Veronica Wood.
And we are the Rejectz.
This is the background and history of the Cherokee Indians. Cherokee Indians were indigenous people of southeastern woodlands. Before 1700s, they were based in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. They spoke the Iroquoian language that was established 4,000 years ago. During the 1800s, Europeans settled in the U.S., and the Cherokee adopted their culture and lifestyle. That being said, Cherokee were the first non-European to become U.S. citizens.
Early culture. Most records of the Native American Cherokee comes from Spanish expeditions and writings. Unlike other Native American tribes, the Cherokee had two societal structures. These structures were divided to whites and reds. The whites were held by elders and were responsible for activities such as religious events, healings, and prayers. Reds were generally held by younger people. They were responsible for any conflict such as warfare that occurred among other tribes.
Facts about the Cherokee tribe. The Cherokee tribe settled in North and South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee after migrating south from the Great Lakes region. The name Cherokee is derived from a Creek word meaning people of different speech. Over 4,000 Cherokee men and women died under President Andrew Jackson during the 1800s. Men and women had slightly equal roles.
Traditional Cherokee instruments were typically a voice or percussion and wind instruments. For wind instruments, they typically used a flute that was made out of river canes, sometimes hardwood or bone. Percussion instruments were typically used to accompany dances, and a specific type of percussion was a water drum. There are also rattles and shakers, which were filled with beans, pebbles, or some grain. And a specific type of rattle was a turtle shell rattle, and those were made out of actual turtle shells. The shells would be attached to the knee during dances when women would accompany the drumming and singing. The Cherokee also adopted the fiddle and some Christian hymns.
The Native American tribe, the Cherokees, had some traditional songs that include the morning song, which is named I Am of the Great Spirit. For the circle dance, Laiole Eloya. During the Trail of Tears in 1838 to 1839, the Cherokee sang Christian hymns like Amazing Grace and Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah. The Cherokee sang these songs in their native language while incarcerated in the stockades and while being marched westward.
During the 1800s, the U.S. government created Indian Territory in Oklahoma and sent all the eastern Native American tribes to live there. Some tribes willingly agreed to this plan. Other tribes didn't want to go, and the American Army forced them. The Cherokee tribe was one of the largest eastern tribes, and they didn't want to leave their homeland. The Cherokees were peaceful allies of the Americans, so they asked the Supreme Court for help. The judges decided the Cherokee Indians could stay in their homes. But President Andrew Jackson sent the army to march the Cherokees to Oklahoma anyway. They weren't prepared for the journey, and it was wintertime. Thousands of Cherokee Indians died on the Trail of Tears. Many Native Americans from other tribes died too. It was a terrible time in history.
The Cherokee used music for many different ceremonial purposes in their culture. This includes dance music, healing chants, and ceremonial games or festivals. The Cherokee used the stomp dance, which is a religious event and used in social dances, where they would invite people to come up and dance with them. But there is little to no recordings of this dance. It is known by being passed down from generation to generation. They played a stickball game similar to lacrosse. It was important for dualism and harmony in their society. They believed that life was divided into two pairs of opponents that has to be in balance. They also played Nijo, which was used to settle disputes between clans and neighboring tribes. The use of their healing chants was the most important music for them. The chants are a form of prayer that are whispered, spoken, or sung. Singing the chants gives the prayers more importance. The chants were thought to alter someone's life by calling upon the spirits. The chants are very structured with a melodic contour. They think if the prayers are not exactly right, it could cause destruction in the community.
Cherokees today live within the 14 counties of northeastern Oklahoma, which are inhabited by the descendants of those who were removed from southeastern United States during the Trial of Tears. There are others who already lived there before 1833, who were referred to as the Old Settlers. The arts and crafts of the Cherokee, which include basket weaving, pottery, carving, finger weaving, and beadwork, are still being practiced today in schools that are owned by them. The schools that are owned by them teach the Cherokee language. With fewer than 1,000 people that speak the Cherokee language, their goal is to raise the amount, and it's working to the best of their abilities.